going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another exciting segment of Purpose, Power, Profits, how to increase your impact on the world. And I have another exciting superstar with me today. You guys know I only roll with the best. And so I'm super excited about this star that we have in this particular segment. Her name is Dr. Aikyna Finch. Dr. Finch and I, we met about 3 or 4 years ago. We had the opportunity to speak on a platform of a mutual friend at the time. And over the years, of course, she went off. She started doing phenomenal things, speaking at different conferences, being the social media strategist for all types of major events, doing her thing, just being amazing. And of course, I'm still on my journey, on my progress and process. And we are now coming together as partners, united in this mission to transform 5 million lives and businesses by 2023. I'm grateful to have her on board. Look, don't let what you see, the shyness on this camera fool you. She's a monster. She knows what she's talking about. She's got it all going on, and you're going to see it. Watch. You're going to see it once we get started. But anyways, welcome, Dr. Aikyna Finch. How you doing today, madam?
I am great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on the platform today.
Absolutely, absolutely. When the opportunity came for us to work, I looked at your body of work, and of course, as I just told the people, doing phenomenal things, amazing things. And so I'm grateful to have you on board to help with this portion of the journey. And so I want to ask you, if you will, just share a bit of your story, a bit of your journey to help people understand how you got from where you were to where you are right now, before we really get into, the practical how-to steps that they can take from a social media perspective to increase their profits.
Well, my social media journey started in 2008. I was helping soldiers find jobs, and this new fangled thing came out called LinkedIn. And it was a way that people could connect with other people to get jobs and connections. And we were like, well, that would be perfect for the soldiers to get involved with, so that they could start marketing themselves before they went into the civilian world. And so I started doing training classes on LinkedIn, and we started a networking group so that they could connect with employers. And from that networking group, we had our job fairs went from 50 to 150 employers. Our salaries went from maybe 45, 55 to 75 and 100, maybe even 125. We got a lot of different connections, and they were able to go different places that they couldn't have went just by word of mouth or just by, sending emails. So it was truly, truly a way that they were able to grow and to become a brand. And from helping them, I ended up finding my voice through social media. The things that I was interested in that I thought no one thought were interesting, people actually started resonating with. And from LinkedIn, went to Facebook, went to Twitter, then we went to Pinterest, Instagram, and of course, in 2015, when Periscope came out, that is when my reach really 10x'd. And in 2016, ended up speaking at Periscope Summit. And from there, I have been doing different conferences and events, either covering the event in social media strategy or speaking on social media on these different platforms, and went from last year 1 keynote to now 3 keynotes this year and beyond. So awesome. We are on the move, we're on the rise, and in the midst of it all, I get to do what I love, which is teaching people about social media.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now you talk about how you've spoken at different conferences. You've been the social media head at different conferences and all of these different roles. Talk us through the strategic piece that you talk about in terms of what viewers can expect if you are leading their social media effort.
Very good question. First off, we need to know what your target market is. We also need to know what you have done. Make sure that your message is cohesive. Check on your copy. If you're going to have ambassadors, make sure that your ambassadors are sharing the correct items in the correct way on the theory that you have put out. Some people just want people to share whatever in their speak. Some people want them to use their copy with their hashtags. So we need to make sure that they are flowing the way that the organizer wants it to flow. Once we get in there, we definitely want to make strategic shots. We want to make sure that there's video, because video converts better than just normal pictures. So it's usually video, pictures, then written. That's the conversion as far as if you want to move on the algorithms. So we need to make sure we're doing videos of testimonials so that they can use those later. And I stress 60-second testimonials. Why? Because 60 seconds you could put on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, versus if they go over 60 seconds, then you have to cut it down to 60 seconds to get it in Instagram. If you are just a Facebook person, if you just want or you're just a Twitter person, then you don't have to worry about the size. If you are trying to put it on LinkedIn, it can't be more than 10 minutes. You need to know where your focus is so that I know how to produce the videos. Then, of course, making sure that I get shots of the event. I usually shoot in the beginning stages of the event because you want a teaser. Most of the time, the people come and open up, they do their dance, they do their big spiel at the beginning, so that's branding and marketing for them, and it's branding and marketing for you. Most of the time, they're moving across the stage, so you get more branding opportunities in the videos. Then, of course, you have different people that you want to strategically video for interviews as well. And all of these things you can use later on to boost your conference for the next year, or to boost your business in the next time, because you have landing pages, you have different offers that you're launching, you have different things you want to put on your website. So when you're thinking about your strategy, you need to think about how you're going to repurpose it as well. It's not just about the conference, but what you're going to do after the conference or event, however you're flowing. And so those are just a few tips. I don't want to give them all away.
No, I think it's really important that you share the elements that you just shared. A lot of it, and I hope you guys really caught, where she really focused on the strategy behind it. She really focused on, hey, making sure that you understand ahead of time how you want your content to be developed, your content marketing strategy, which are the platforms, where your target audience hangs out. So this is all strategic marketing in social media. So I just wanted to make sure you guys fully grasp and understand that, exactly how she was breaking down the important theory that we're talking about, the important subject we're talking about for this entire project is strategy, how-to steps, blueprints, guides. Because oftentimes we go to these events and conferences and people are telling you why you should do something or what you need to do, but nobody tells you exactly how to do it. That's what you're going to get with us. Awesome, awesome. So you say you got someone out there, Dr. Finch, who they're looking to build their brand, increase their influence, increase their impact on the world. And they're making traction, they're getting a couple people to engage with their content. But, you mentioned earlier about how you can truly scale and truly grow your business. What are some of the things that people can actually do, practically apply to start to grow their influence and scale their business, immediately?
Well, first of all, if you're going to be an influencer, that means that you influence people. Therefore, it means that you have to be able to attract an audience. You don't want people that like and leave. You want people that like and engage. So you are, I call it the me show, okay? So you're not going to just post different pictures and say, look at me. You're not going to just post things and say, look at me. You're not going to post articles about my stuff. No, you're going to ask them questions and you're going to give them a reason to engage with you. If they're not engaging, that means you haven't trained them to engage with you. So just like you can't assume that they know what you want them to do. That's what all these call to actions are for. You have to be very clear and concise. Prime example, just did a challenge recently, and I said, if I was to do a 14-day social media challenge, would you join me? Open, that's a yes or no. But they have to answer the question. Why? Because I'm letting them make the decision. If I was to only get 2 or 3 likes, then I'm not going to waste that time. But in my case, I had 76 likes and 76 comments. So that meant that I needed to be able to do a challenge.
Right.
Okay. So, but when I say that, don't just scale. Don't just do these things to scale. You need to do those things to implement, because what your audience is doing is when they engage with you, they expect to see some action afterwards. So if you're not planning on doing that thing, don't post it. Don't post it, because you're treating them to know, like, and trust you. And if you sit up there and post something that you know you're not going to do, that eliminates trust, and then that will take away from your influence. So when you're trying to be an influencer, make sure that they do the know, like, and trust factor for sure. And so that was just the know, like, and trust factor. So remember to do that when you're trying to become an influencer. That's the biggest tip. So engage your audience, give them a reason to talk to you, give them a reason to see you are a influencer. Make sure that you're sharing some tips about your expertise. Make sure you're sharing that you're speaking places. Make sure you're sharing that you are doing work with people by sharing a testimonial or 2. You don't have to be arrogant with the situation. You just need to let the people know that, yes, I have content. Yes, I am actually working with people. And yes, I do have ways that I want to bring you into the community. Once you give people value, then they'll come. It's kind of like what Gary Vaynerchuk says. He usually goes, jab, 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 right hook, as y'all know from his book. What does that mean in layman terms? Value, 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 sell. You need to give 3 times the value before you ask for anything. That way, that builds the influence. Oh, you've given me so much, I have no problem now purchasing from you. I build know, like, trust. So now I can purchase from you. Does that make sense?
That makes tons of sense for me. I love it. So you brought up something earlier a few seconds ago in your response to this, where you were talking about the importance of engagement. Mm-hmm. And I want to share what are some things that they can do. For example, like just asking questions or surveys. What are some things that they can do to really create and build that engagement amongst their audience?
First off, questions. Questions are good. Then basically bringing the people into the process, not just random. If you're a fashionista, then you could say blue earrings or pink earrings or whatever. Which earring do you want with this outfit? That would make sense for you if you are a branding person or if you are a stylist or what have you. For someone who does social media like myself, which platform do you feel most comfortable with? Or which platform do you follow, or do you get most of my posts on? And that way I will know from my demographic, that, they give me more on Facebook. So I need to do more content on Facebook and then share out to the other entities. Or let's say I get more traction on Instagram. Okay, so that means that I need to start, keep going with my Instagram flow and then do if this, then that, and then share that on my Facebook and my Twitter, if that makes sense.
No, that makes tons of sense. Makes tons of sense. Cool. So I'm going to ask you one final question before we get up out of here. You've been dropping major nuggets. We definitely don't want to give it all away right now. So you guys know you got to come out and meet her in real life so she can really help you develop a social media strategy, a content marketing strategy. So before we get you up out of here, Doc, I want to ask you one final question, and take your time and just think about it if you have to. But why, in your opinion, why should the viewers attend Purpose, Power, Profits?
Hmm. I believe that the viewers should come to Purpose, Power, Profits because this is a forum where you're going to get networking tools, you're going to get business strategy, you're going to find a way for you to find your purpose if you have not found so already, or better yet, if you have your purpose and you are having a problem linking it to monetization. This is a place where you can find that out. A lot of the speakers are going to be speaking from they took their purpose and brought it into monetization, or they were monetizing and then realized that they had a different purpose and they moved into a different realm and they still were able to not lose their traction. Or if they, from their purpose, they found out their passion and they found out their profits. So this is a great opportunity for you to see purpose, power, and profit in real life action.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I appreciate you, Doc. I appreciate you guys for viewing. Again, Purpose, Power, Profits, that is what it's all about. You need the profits in order to feed into your purpose to give you the power to transform lives and businesses. Make sure you come and check us out in one of the 4 cities. Super excited about working with these superstar experts on this project, and it is only going to get better year after year. I appreciate you, Dr. Finch. I will talk to you soon. You have a great day, ma'am. Talk to you later.
Bye.